Joe Burrow and the Bengals struggled on offense in the second half of their Week 1 win over the Browns. Is Sunday's game against the Jaguars going to be different? What Joe had to say and why a big, big game could be coming for number 9. Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to CBT. I'm James Rapien of BengalsTalk.com. The Bengals are 1-0. They're trying to get to 2-0. And let's dive into, well, a big component, a big reason why they will or won't get to 2-0 for the first time in the Joe Burrow era and the first time in the Zach Taylor era. They've never been 2-0. And so with Jacksonville coming to town on Sunday, it's no secret. With Trevor Lawrence and Travis Hunter and all these guys that you're going to have to deal with, Brian Thomas Jr., of course, you are going to have to score more than 17 points. The Bengals offense is going to have to be more consistent. The Bengals offense is going to have to be more explosive, and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are going to have to be, well, more productive. So is Joe Burrow, who went 3 of 9 in the second half for 25 yards passing against the Browns after going 11 of 14 for 88 yards and a touchdown in the first half. First half good, and he thought it was really good. Second half, well, he got so close on a few plays to Jamar Chase, to T. Higgins, and instead, those plays didn't work out on the sideline, and they only generated 1 first down in the entire second half. No one knows better than Joe that this offense has to be better.
You got to go out and prove it. You got to go out and make those plays. We've made those plays in the past. We didn't on Sunday, and so we have to go prove once again, just like every year, every week, that we can be those kinds of players to make big time contested plays in those situations, myself included. So I'm looking forward to going out and proving it on Sunday. I'm going to be a little more aggressive to maybe get out of the pocket and make some plays. Just like every game, you want to get out and see how things are going. How's the defense playing you? How's their front playing? What coverages are we getting? How are we attacking them so far, and how is it going? Do we need to change? Do we need to keep attacking them the way that they are? So I'm going to be ready to adapt for whatever we see.
To me, when I hear that and the we have to prove it and how locked in Joe was, and we posted the full video and audio of Joe Burrow and what he had to say this week on our YouTube channel, on our audio feed, Cincinnati Bengals Talk. This is a guy that had the best training camp of his career. And by best, I mean, he was playing the best football I've seen him play, putting the ball in very, very hard to reach spots for defenders, not really putting the ball in danger. He obviously didn't do that against the Browns, even though they were bad on offense. And so I expect him to bounce back in a huge, huge way. And this attitude, this mindset, it makes sense. It's the prove it mentality. Well, we still have to prove it. Yeah, that's Jamar, that's T, I'm Joe. Everyone knows what we've done, but that doesn't matter on Sunday. And I love that mindset. That is the right mindset, because when you have that and you have a chip, well, it should translate to success, especially given their track record. Usually when Joe and Jamar, their backs are against the wall, I say this often. I say, doubt them at your own risk. I've just seen it so much. And over the past few years, I've said that line a ton. If you watch us or listen to us regularly, I say it. I do. Doubt them at your own risk. Well, this is a unique position for them because they played bad enough to lose, yet they're still 1-0, and yet they can still have the we lost chip almost. Not that they're feeling the pressure of starting 0-2 for a 4th straight year because they got the win, but they are feeling the pressure of, we stunk in the second half. We have to be better. We know with Trevor Lawrence and Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Etienne and all those guys, Liam Cohen leading the offense for the Jags, this is no easy game. You're not going to be able to score 17 points and win this game, and they're not going to. If they score 17 points, they will lose on Sunday. I have no doubt about that in my mind, that they will lose. And so for Joe to be very focused, we have to go out there and prove it. I think that bodes well for his chances of turning things around on Sunday. Some more thoughts on this matchup with Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. And let's look at Joe Burrow's history. The numbers are quite interesting when it comes to his 2 matchups with the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll do that coming up next. Today's show is brought to you by Sleeper. Have you ever heard of the Sleeper app? Well, here's a little secret. It's more than just a platform for season-long fantasy leagues. This year, millions of users have enjoyed playing fantasy sports on Sleeper, but the app offers so much more. Live stats, real-time updates, and visualization on all stats. There's a news feed with lightning-fast updates on your favorite players and teams, a real-time chat so you can engage with football fans everywhere. And right now, you're going to get a special deal. Download the #1 sports app today with Sleeper and use promo code BengalsTalk, and you'll be able to get up to $100 on your first deposit. That's right, a $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms and use for details. Again, use promo code BengalsTalk in the Sleeper app to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. It's currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. Joe Burrow and the Bengals are hoping to get to 2-0 for the first time since 2018, which is wild. I think back to that 2018 season, and they started 4-1, and then everything went down the tubes. But they started really hot, and A.J. Green getting hurt. The best moment of that season is A.J. Green catching the game-winning touchdown in Atlanta to get them to 4-1. He gets tackled by Joe Mixon. Just a wild time. I was at that game, by the way, at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Just wild. Wild. So it's been a while. When you think of it that way, it's been a long time. Joe Burrow wasn't a Heisman Trophy winner. He wasn't even being thought of as a high draft pick at that point, was getting along in his first season at LSU. A lot has changed, and yet it is important to look back at history. The Bengals have won 3 straight games over the Jacksonville Jaguars, and Joe Burrow played in 2 of them, and he's been really good. It was his first NFL win, October 4th, 2020, and then he also beat them in 2021 in Cincinnati. And this was the wild Thursday night game where the Jaguars are controlling the whole game. And Joe Burrow leads the Bengals back. They win the game. This is the famous "you can't zero me" game where he audibled, saw the zero blitz, audibled, threw a screen to Uzama, and they take the ball downfield, kick the game-winning field goal, and win that game. Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence were on the other side of that. Just to give you a sense of how long ago that was in NFL terms. But Joe Burrow, 50 of 68 against the Jaguars. That's a 73.5% completion percentage. He's thrown for 648 yards in 2 games against Jacksonville, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. It's all good for a 111.6 passer rating. That's really darn good. And so history would say that Joe Burrow is going to play well for a bunch of reasons. 1, he played poorly in the second half last week. 2, he's got a huge chip on his shoulder, as do T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. And I expect this offense to be so much better this week. Now, I'll give my prediction later as far as are they going to win? Are they not going to win? We'll see. But as far as this week, this offense, I don't think the offense is going to be the reason they lose. Maybe it is. Maybe they aren't able to block Josh Hines-Allen. Maybe that's the issue, and they are disruptive on the interior. They have multiple guys that can get after the passer. And Joe's like, yeah, we say that every week. he said that, and then he said they have a lot of guys that can get after me. Man, we say that basically every week. But I expect this offense to bounce back. I expect Joe Burrow to bounce back in a huge way. And so whether it's fantasy football with the Sleeper app, whether it's daily fantasy with the Sleeper app, or whether you're just wondering if the Bengals are going to be able to get to 2-0 for the first time since 2018, I think this offense bounces back. I expect Joe Burrow to bounce back, have a huge day. It is expected to be 90 degrees. It might be the hottest game in Paycor Stadium history. Shout out to my guy, Jay Morrison, for the stat at BengalsTalk.com. You got to check out our website if you haven't already, BengalsTalk.com throughout the week. And just a quick reminder, we have a membership program here with Cincinnati Bengals Talk. We just launched it. If you want exclusive shorts with information, like I reacted to Practice Squad Move earlier this week, exclusive videos, we're going to do lives. There's so many things you can get access to with the 3 different tiers. So check out our membership program as well as we get rolling here, because week 2 of the NFL season is here. And from our normal stuff that we bring you to all of the content that we're planning behind the scenes, Cincinnati Bengals Talk is the place to be when it comes to Bengals coverage on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. For Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapien. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Cincinnati Bengals Talk.